So today we have come up with another session where we will be doing a discussion between a Scrum Master and a project manager, where Deepika will be playing as a role of Scrum Master and I will be playing the role of a project manager, where we will be discussing some issues which recently Deepika and her team is facing, and from there we will see, like, as a project manager, agile project manager, how I can help Deepika. I will request to all of you to note down your observation as well while we are discussing. And once it is done, our discussion is done, I will also share my observation and some takeaway note points. So you can then compare and you can see, what was your point of view while listening the discussion. Okay, so let's start.
Hi, Saheli. Good morning and thanks for your time. So, shall we start?
Yeah,
I have
sure,
a couple
thank
of
you.
concerns. Yeah, I have a couple of concerns. So, we have received a couple of feedback from our clients, and it is like they are not happy with our deliverables, and they are saying that it is not as per their expectations. So, in spite of we are having all the process, but we are not able to deliver the quality uh, product at the end of our sprint or the iteration. So, in spite team is trying their best, and I am not sure where we are lagging exactly on this area. So, meeting the client expectations.
Okay, so just to summarize what you have said, the concern is from the client end, they are somehow not happy with the deliverables your team with your team, and there is some quality concern also, issues also raised by the client. Is my understanding correct?
Yes, Terry, you're right.
Okay. So no worry, I am here to hear you. So, just since there are a couple of issues you have just mentioned, so let's come one by one. So, just first, let me know one thing, who decides your sprint goal? I believe you are maintaining a sprint structure, right? In a Scrum, following,
Yes,
you are following Scrum. Yeah.
yes.
So who decides your sprint goal, and how you measure that actually the goal is achieved or not?
Yeah, during our sprint planning, yeah, product owner is deciding based on the priority and the business requirement. So he is giving the sprint goal, and we have a definition of then definition of everything is in place. But still, in spite of meeting all these things, we are lagging somewhere to meet, and there I can see there is a gap between us and the client, and because of which we are getting this kind of feedback. Or before we reach the point of escalation, I just wanted to have check with you so that how I can mitigate this for our improvement in the upcoming iterations.
Okay, so you are saying like your PO decides your goal during the sprint
Exactly.
planning.
Correct.
Okay,
Exactly.
so do you take any kind of opinion from the developers while you decide the sprint goal?
No, it is like PO feels that it is waste of time, and that developers might give wrong estimations and various other reasons. So he is giving the goal. I mean, he decides what is that the team needs to pick up and what is that team has to complete. So PO is deciding as of now, and if any inputs is required, he is taking that from the SME or the lead from the team. So we are not taking other things into consideration as of now.
Okay, so I believe your team also aware of this kind of issues are going on. Client is not much happy. So what is their reaction? Your developers'
As of
reaction?
yeah, So developers reaction is since they are knowing that PO is giving the goal and he is deciding all the things what needs to be picked, what is that. So they are like little hesitant to take or be responsible to own this responsibility during this kind of escalation. They are aware during our scrum meetings and all. We are discussing about these feedbacks and all, but still they are little hesitant and they are not taking the ownership and they are not taking any accountability on these escalations.
So they are not like ready to buy in this kind of escalation and to work on it,
Yes,
right?
definitely, definitely.
Okay, so have you ever thought like what made this like why your developers think like this? What made them think like this way? Because it's a one team, right? So what
Correct.
made them think? Have you thought?
Yes, yes, I definitely have thought, and it is because they are not involved in the discussions during the sprint planning and during the refinement session. Also, we are not taking their inputs or if there is any dependencies or all these decisions. Right? We are. It is like based made by PO, because of
Hmm,
which developers are not ready to come forward during this type of situations.
okay. So like thanks first. I will thank you because you like uh, so just let me know one thing here that thanks first that you got this area. So just I just wanted to understand here one thing that mm, uh, is there any kind of like definition, like you are saying that teams you got some concern from the team that mm, not the team, from the client, that there is some quality issue as well. Okay, so I just wanted to know like do you maintain any definition of done, or kind of any where you actually measure that your team is meeting the quality or not? And first I want to know when you got to know this, that your team has not met the quality issue as per the requirement. First just I want to understand that.
Yeah. So during our fifth sprint review, right, we had invited our stakeholders and from the past few sprints. So because of like
Hmm.
these kind of negative feedback, so we added the stakeholders also, and at that point of time, we got this input from stakeholders as well. And we have, though we have acceptance criteria, definition of ready, everything in place. The due to some there is some deviation in the process, I can say, where due to time conflicts or other things, team is not able to meet them accurately. They are giving their best, but somehow we are not meeting them two times. And also, it is like definition of ready will be trying to be readjusted or modified at the end of the sprint, or acceptance criteria will be modified due to some dependencies. So, uh, change in requirements. So these kind of things are happening regularly, and during our sprint review, this was highlighted early.
Okay, so so what I understood is like in not all your sprint review stakeholders are invited, right? Mostly the
Yes,
PO is the one who was taking the decision, but after few sprint you decided to call the stakeholder and then you got to know about it, right? Is that my
yes,
understanding correct?
yes.
So
Correct.
I
PO
just
was
want
there.
to understand here one thing, like what was stopping you to call the stakeholders from the very first sprint itself?
So I was not aware that stakeholders should be involved. I felt that the PO is there and he will be coordinating with them, and that feedback is sufficient. And so I did not invite. So after these things happened, I started involving stakeholders as well.
Okay, so So
That
you
we
were
are
not
aligned.
aware basically at that
Correct.
point of time, right? Okay.
Yes.
So can you just enlighten me on the area that what exactly quality issue, what issue? Like I can understand because there could be various issues which can cause a quality issue. Exactly
Mhm.
what quality issue your team is facing?
So actually, before releasing to the production, we did integration test and it failed. So the client was not happy. With the happy scenario, we were good, but with the unhappy scenario, we were not able to reproduce certain issues at the time of integration testing. So this caused like not able to meet the client expectation.
Okay.
Because to save time, we have removed that and this has caused the issue.
Okay, so to save time, you have removed the integration testing from your definition of done, or like from the requirement, and you try to integrate everything at once before the production. Is my understanding correct?
It is not that we have removed integration testing, but since it was passed into environment in the lower environment, we try to do it in the higher environment without any meeting any like considering any prerequisites. So this has happened.
Okay. So I have one question here, like, are you delivering the same value, Deepika, after removing the integration test from each sprint? Are you delivering the same value still? That's I want to know.
Honestly speaking, no sales because many of the existing function is broken and when we stop doing like considering the lower environments when we try to push it for the higher environment, many of the functionalities were broken and we are like stuck and like we are not sure what is like what is the further step we have to take.
Okay. So I think we have discussed mostly all the issues here. So based on the discussion which we just had, what is your takeaway from here? What
So I
uh,
feel we have to revisit our definition of done so that we can avoid these kind of quality issues. So it
hmm,
is not that to save time or to meet the milestone, team should take any shortcuts which will later create some technical debts or production defects in the later phase because everything at the end is involving with it is revolving around the cost or the sprint cost or the project cost. So if we have to I feel I have to collaborate with the team and also educate the team members about the estimations so that developers also actively participate during the sprint planning and give their input so that maybe they can have little buffer time, but not that they have to overestimate or underestimate any task. So I feel that we have to take their inputs as per during the sprint planning and not based on the product owner decision we have to pull the task. It is based on the business requirement we have to pull it and we have to revisit on the acceptance criteria, sit together with the team, have the collaborative discussion so that we can
hmm.
improve our process better.
Yes, yes. So, no worry, like it's better late than never. So, from you, I can understand like you have now some vision, some path where you want to try it out and see how it works. You realized few area. I am happy to hear that you realized few area where improvement required, and I believe you will work on it. And what we can do, Deepika, maybe on the next week we can set up another discussion,
Mm.
and we can discuss with you on this, and we see like as the improvement path or the process you just mentioned, whatever you have tried and how it is going, we can again meet in the next week and see how it goes. It's a continuous learning path. Okay, so
Yeah.
anything else you want to discuss today, or are you good?
Not at the moment. Thanks for your time, Phil. Thanks for
Thank
helping me to
you.
understand.
No worry. Thank you. All right. So I believe those who are watching this discussion have some observation I would also like to share while discussing with Deepika on this issue. And this issue we have taken from, like, we have heard in our channel from various persons that they are facing the same thing. So we thought like it is a very common issue which we as a Scrum Master face in our team, and sometimes we are not sure like what is the right solution for it. So that's the reason we have taken up these common issues, and we had tried to do the discussion. So if you have observed, you can see that I have not given any solution to Deepika. Rather, I have driven the conversation in such a way so that she can herself understand that what best need to be done for her team, right? After discussing like 2 to 3 area, I found one root cause behind this continuous issue which is occurring, where client is not happy, quality issue, all these things is happening. One root cause which I found here. I will not say that is the only one, but yeah, one of the reason is like I found uh, maybe Deepika as a Scrum Master is still not that experienced or mature to handle this situation. Because why I'm saying so, if you can remember, in one area she said that our PO sets the goal for us, and what item the developer needs to work, that is decided by the PO. That is the one area where it strike on my mind that maybe he she needs to learn more on this path. Like developers are the only and the knowledge workers here, because they will be delivering the thing, right? So it is never a good idea that only one person on behalf of them they are taking the decision. So that is the reason I asked the next question, like when the issues are happening, how is the developer decision? I knew what could be the solution or what is happening, but still I wanted to drive the thing such a way so that Deepika can think on that way. Okay, it will help her. So so she said like developers are not taking the accountability. That is very obvious, right? If someone else is taking any decision behalf of us, we will not buy in, we will not commit that decision. If there is no commitment, equal to no accountability. So that is very obvious, but I wanted to hear it from Deepika so that she can thought over it, that what could have made this happen. So when anyone as a senior person, senior agile coach or an agile PM, we need to be very actively listening to the person who has come up or whom we are interviewing or like discussing any issues. The way they are talking, their experiences, you can easily catch it. Maybe they are not that much experience on that area. And one thing I can suggest, which I do in my like profession area, is like I never give a direct solution. If I give a solution, they will not own it. But if I drive a discussion, a healthy discussion in such a way so that they understood the mistake from their own, and they take it as a learning and adapt it accordingly, that will be more beneficial in a long term manner than you are giving a direct solution. I had the direct solution on myself when I heard that PO is doing the decision for the team, or like they are not calling the stakeholders in the sprint review. I knew what could be the solution, but I didn't give it. If you can observe, Deepika herself, I ran the questionnaire such a way that she herself thought and understood, and she brought the solution herself. Okay, so that is the way you can drive a good discussion when you see that the person need help, or like maybe not much experience on that area. So that was like our intention to give you a real time example by doing this kind of role play. So I will over it to Deepika. Deepika, you have any thought for the audience on it?
Yes, so the people to the friends or the team who are viewing this, so it is just an enact we myself and Saheli did, so that we have to create awareness, or it is kind of uh, session where when in a newly aspiring Scrum Master, or when there can be situation where the person is transition like for internal job posting from TL to Scrum Master, and they will be thinking from technical point of view. They will not be thinking from the timeline perspective and from the other parameters. So whenever we are implementing Scrum framework like Scrum process, so we need to understand everything is time boxed in Scrum. So please go through Scrum guide and try to understand who is required in all the Scrum events and who is not required in the Scrum ceremonies. And based on that, please set up a recurring invite for all the Scrum events and try to be more proactive. It is Scrum Master role is not just a facilitation, or it is not just a implement remote. So as a Scrum Master, we need to understand the team dynamics and also collaborate with them and make the team understand. We need to educate them where is that team is lacking. They might be good at technical things, but they might not be aware of certain areas where they might not be that they'll not give that importance to any of the agile metrics. So we need to educate them what is the purpose of each some event and why is it required. I have myself noticed and I have experienced that people at the last day of the sprint they come and they said that they will not understand the requirement, and there are various situations. So we need to make the team understand why sprint planning is important and other things. So try to be more proactive, and it is not just facilitation what Scrum Master should do. So maybe this session will help whoever is watching. So this is the only request I am asking. The certification training is must, but be more proactive and ask him the open-ended questions. So you will be knowing that if they might not require that much time to do that any given work. So ask them open-ended questions if they are not estimating, and so that they will also get some hints to make any kind of estimation before taking any of the tasks.
Yeah, so definitely, like I am totally agree with you on this. Just one more thing I would like to add here is like be very specific when you are mentioning anything on the experience level in your resume,
Yeah,
because if because even if you are mentioning something that you are experienced, but while giving the or while having the discussion with the interviewer or anyone, any organization, like by saying this kind of things, like as we mentioned here, that PO take the decision, or like in review, during review stakeholders are not invited, you will be easily caught. So be very specific and cautious before giving anything in your resume. When you are 100% confidence, you are experienced on it, then only you give it. Otherwise, if you don't know something, you can tell that no, I have not experienced this. That is still fine. But if you are mentioning something in the resume, and while having the discussion, it is portraying something else, it doesn't give a good impression. So that's a
yeah.
suggestion and an awareness session we try to
And
do here. Yeah.
one last thing is sorry to interrupt. So if when you're working as Scrum Master, so as I did, you can directly go and talk to your Agile coach. So now I did with
Mm.
Saheli. So that is very important to talk to your leadership and talk to other Scrum Masters as well. And it is not that we have to compare our work with other teams, no, but just try to
Right.
see what they are doing during this kind of situation. So this will help a lot. So that is how we have learned, and maybe not all the tricks or techniques what other Scrum Masters have implemented will work for you, but you can use them as a reference and then see what best can resolve your issue.
Yeah, definitely. We are still learning. We all are learning, because Agile is a ocean. So any subject you take, it takes time to learn, and there is no end in learning, and there is nothing wrong in it. So I hope this session helps you if you are going through similar kind of situation. So if you like our video, our session, please hit the like button and subscribe our channel. It will mean a lot for us. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks.